Hey, we get some great inquiries from readers of discovermirrorless.com as well as shootsmarter.com about their first mirrorless camera, and send them our way, man. Totally. Hop on Discover Mirrorless, find the email link, go ahead and send it over. If we get enough people that give us good questions, we will make this a regular feature. I got no problem just firing up the laptop no matter where I am and giving you an answer. One guy here, I got AJ Jalan from somewhere in the UK, says, hey, Will, looking to buy my first mirrorless camera. Here comes Maya. She wants to talk to AJ too. And he's interested in the Panasonic G5, that's the Lumix G5, or the Sony NEX5N, which of course is about to go into a price reduction because it's going to be replaced. Or he says, hey, if you're open to something else, let me know. If you have a specific use for your camera and you're asking me for a camera suggestion, make sure you put that in your email, right? If you're a person who likes to go out on your boat on the weekends and you want to take all kinds of pictures of sailboats and sunny days, let me know. If you take pictures inside of dark castles or dungeons, let me know that too. Here's how I'm going to answer this. I'm going to assume that here is a non-professional photographer and he's ready to buy, which it certainly looks like. And apologize if AJ is female. I'm just assuming by the way it's written that it's a guy. The Panasonic Lumix G5 is terrific. It is an excellent starter camera. The benefits of the G5 are it's very balanced between shooting stills as well as shooting video. Next, it also has the ability to use the line of lenses that I just think for the dollar can't be beat. The Micro Four Thirds system is a lens mount, and there are cameras that will use Micro Four Thirds lenses, and there are lenses that will fit on Micro Four Thirds. Now, that's not 4/3. 4/3 and Micro Four Thirds are different. That's where people get a little confused. So get away from that notion that you're going to take your full-size DSLR lenses and put an adapter on them and put them on your first mirrorless camera. Some people will, most people won't. Those lenses are not made for those cameras. They're way too big. Sometimes you'll lose image stabilization. Sometimes you'll lose autofocus. It's not cool. When you move into mirrorless, plan on buying lenses for that mirrorless camera. And as I've said since day one with photographers, if you're on a budget, spend on the lens, skimp on the camera body. Same thing when it comes to mirrorless. But Panasonic, Lumix, all the Lumix cameras from the first ones all the way up to the newest ones, as well as Olympus cameras for their Micro Four Thirds, they're going to use the same lenses. So you can use an Olympus lens on a Panasonic Lumix camera with no adapter, and they work perfectly. I do them all the time. And vice versa. You can use a Panasonic Lumix G lens on your Olympus camera, and there are third-party manufacturers that are making Micro Four Thirds mount lenses too. As of now, there are more Micro Four Thirds mount lenses than there are any other mirrorless type of systems. Now, why is that a big deal? It's because there are lots of really good Micro Four Thirds lenses at great prices. So if you want low light shooting, man, those bright Micro Four Thirds lenses that you can get at f2.8, f2, f1.7, f1.4, and there's even one that's less than f1. That means those are going to bring in lots of light and they're going to allow you to do things you never were thought possible. Mirrorless cameras have that great high ISO. Man, how do you beat that? Throw it up to ISO 2000, put on one of those 20mm f1.7 lenses, and go shoot nighttime pictures, man, with no flash. It's totally awesome. Now, let's go back to his question. Should he buy the Sony NEX5N, which I adore? It's spectacular. It will produce better video than the G5 under most normal conditions. Even though the G5 is newer technology, I still gotta think that Sony chip, man, it is just so crazy good. But it does go back to lenses. Sony does not have the lens selection that you can find with Panasonic and Olympus. And the way that Sony is engineering their NEX system is that they don't have fast lenses. So if you like that shallow depth of field look that, for instance, I really do, that means when I need a 45mm lens, for instance, I'm going to buy the f2.8, f2, f1.8, f1.4 lenses that are available. Those are not available on the Sony system unless you buy a bigger lens and use an adapter. But please, trust me, try to skip the whole adapter thing unless you're an unusually patient guy or you've got a big stack of Leica lenses somewhere that you want to put on your mirrorless camera. Then you get the thumbs up from Crockett. Other than that, don't do it. So Would I recommend the G5 for you over the Sony NEX5N? Yes. Because of the lenses, maybe, unless you're doing heavy video, then I'd go with the Sony. Also, price difference. The Sony's going to be less expensive. If you're on a super duper budget, go with that Sony. Also, take a look at that. Was it an 18 to 200 lens from Sony that I really liked? Go to discovermirrorless.com, click on the Real Life Reviews tab up on the top, and search down to the NEX5N review. And of course, watch the G5 review too. But here's the other biggie. The NEX5N does not have a viewfinder. So you're going to shoot that off the back of a screen, right? Means there's no way for you to put your eye up on top there at all on the NEX5. You can use the Lumix G5 by putting your eye up to it or running it off the back of the camera too. That's a biggie. If you're outside in direct sun or if you're indoors in really low light, you find out that having that electronic viewfinder to put your eye up on there, the EVF, is a big plus. So bottom line is, even though you're going to spend another couple $100 or in your case pounds to go with the G5, I love it. I think it's a great way to go. Now, if budget's not an issue and you really want something totally cool, you better be making a beeline to that Fuji X Pro. Oh man, that's a camera. Well, AJ, I hope that helps you out, man, and I enjoy doing these. So please send whatever questions you'd like. As long as you're okay with me posting a reply like this on the website, I'll be glad to. All right, thanks guys. DiscoverMirrorless.com.